All right, welcome to episode 2 of the Filthy Casual MMA news thing with probably more or less name to it. I don't know, but this is episode 2, and I've got some stories for you for this week. March 27th is when I'm recording this. All right, so I wanted to talk to you about some of the stories that came out of the previous UFC fight night. I always kind of tell you guys definitely should try to watch all of the events, watch all of the cards, because you guys might be looking for a name, but names are made on UFC fight nights. There's really no reason for you to care about a UFC pay-per-view unless those people prove themselves in the fight nights to get to main card, main numbered UFC pay-per-view status. You also never know what you're going to find in one of these cards. So I can tell you that for UFC Vegas 89, not only did we have a fight that I believe will compete for fight of the year, and that was Jarno Aarons versus Stephen Wynn. I highly recommend, if you have not watched that fight, go and watch it again. Definitely a candidate for fight of the year on the prelims of UFC Vegas 89. But I'm not really necessarily here to talk to you about the crazy great fight that occurred. I'm talking about the crazy weird occurrence that happened, the bite causing cringe around the world. It is a hot topic in the MMA community, and so I'm going to lead off with it in this episode 2 of Filthy Casual MMA News. Probably a longer name in the future. Blah. Okay. So in the description down below, I have a link to the video aftermath of the bite causing cringe around the world. Two young men were making their UFC debuts. I believe they were both 8-0 at the time that they were making their UFC debuts, and I'm talking about we are talking about Andre Lima versus Igor Severino. So both of these guys making their UFC debuts, both undefeated, highly touted. Well, while Igor Severino was, by most accounts that I've seen, was winning the fight, they get into a bit of a clinch situation up against the side of the cage, with Severino having taken Andre Lima's back. And he had his head, kind of tucked behind his arm, or kind of tucked in between, the rib cage and the arm. And Andre Lima reacted to something, and I was a bit confused. And there was some speculation, and then the referee calls the doctor in, and the doctor was like, somebody's lost his mind in this cage. We better call this fight off. The announce team was like, it couldn't have been that bad. And then the dude showed the inside of his bicep to the world, and everybody was like, whoa. Oh man, that is one of the craziest things ever. So down in the link, I have a link in the description for you guys, kind of showing the craziness that happened. Okay, now obviously there has been some blowback from this. Funny enough, Mr. Lima got a tattoo to make sure he commemorated it. But anyway, one of the things that we saw before the event even ended and this was breaking news by Kevin Iole. He reported that Dana White immediately moved to remove Severino from the roster. Dana White told Kevin Iole via text, if those were two up-and-coming undefeated fighters, if you get frustrated and want out of the fight, there are plenty of ways to do it. But the worst thing you can do is bite your opponent. Now you get cut and lose the biggest opportunity of your life, not to mention he's going to have real problems with the NSAC. And we will talk about them in a minute, the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So I'm going to mostly agree, but where I'm going to disagree with Dana White is I don't know if the guy was really that frustrated and wanted out of the fight. By all accounts and everything that I've seen, he was winning the fight. So the dude just had a temporary loss of sanity. I don't know if the dude just went mentally ill. I just don't know. But that is like one of the craziest things that I've seen. The dude, this is one of the fastest removals from the UFC I've ever seen. The last time was a referee that just let somebody just get mollywopped, took hundreds of shots without having the referee step in and stop the fight. And Dana was like, yeah, we can't have this guy in here. Get him out of here. I forget the name of that official, but since he has never been back in the UFC, well, there's a reason why his name is not known. Moving on from that, Dana was right when he said that Severino was going to have problems with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The Nevada State Athletic Commission moved to withhold the man's purse. So hold my purse. All of the money in the purse. This is from MMA Junkie. After Igor Severino took a bite out of Andre Lima's arm in the UFC on ESPN 53 fight, the Nevada State Athletic Commission did the same with Severino's pay. All of it. They chomped down on all of it. They went full the meg on his purse. The Nevada State Athletic Commission withheld Severino's entire purse after he was disqualified for biting Lima in the second round of their bout this past Saturday at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. A person with knowledge of the situation confirmed the news to MMA Junkie on Monday. Following an initial report from MMA Fighting, it is unknown how much money Severino was scheduled to make because Nevada State Athletic Commission does not disclose fighter purses. Dana White obviously released them. So in addition to this, Severino is likely to receive a heavy fine and lengthy suspension for his actions when this Nevada State Athletic Commission holds its monthly meeting in April. So the dude is not out of the woods. You're 20, 21 years old, somewhere in that range, and you have just ruined your future in the fight game. Why? You lost all your money. You lost your undefeated record. You lost a shit ton of respect. What was the point of that? I would love to hear some sort of statement from him explaining his actions. But while he lost his purse, Andre Lima ended up getting a bite of the night bonus. So he ended up with an extra $50,000 in total for basically getting that Mike Tyson treatment. So shout out to Andre Lima. That's probably not the way he wanted to win the fight, especially since he probably was losing on the cards. one of the wildest, weirdest things I've ever seen in MMA that didn't have to do with a judge's scorecard. Next up, Sean O'Malley on his podcast, the Timbo's Sugar Show, episode 278. The link is down in the description. Dude is weird as hell, but it seems like he has chosen his next opponent. Now, I'm not going to say the man's last name because I think Candyman is probably going to hop out of the television behind me and end my life right here on this recording. But we're just going to call him Merab. And if you know, you know. Sean O'Malley has chosen Merab to be his challenger for the bantamweight title of the world, of the UFC world. And I think that a lot of people expected that he was going to duck Merab because Merab, his nickname is The Machine. And so many people expect that Merab is going to bulldoze through all of the feints and all of the jabs and the leg kicks and the footwork. He's going to get him on the ground, GMP, and that's the end of the story. I have to say that while I really do hope that Sugar Sean wins, not necessarily that I dislike Merab, but Merab is not the most interesting man in the world. So my hope is that that Sugar Sean basically defies the odds, because remember, he beat Merab's boy for the title in a way that many people didn't expect. A lot of people expected that Aljamain Sterling was going to wrestle the guy that couldn't wrestle because he suffered an injury in the camp leading up to taking the belt off of Aljo. Obviously, Merab is a better wrestler. So Merab is probably not going to play the stand-up game with Sean O'Malley. So my expectation, my early prediction at this point is that I see Sean O'Malley losing his title to Merab, heavily wrestled, dominated via GMP. All the while, I'll be hoping that he snipes him and crashes the Merab plane. But down in the comment section below, you let me know your expectations are for that fight. I'm definitely going to be nervous for Sugar Sean O'Malley. Next up, someone else that maybe they don't believe that Merab will beat Sugar Sean O'Malley, and they see themselves as a possible opponent for Sugar Sean O'Malley down the line, and that is Peyton Talbott. Now, Peyton Talbott was already a rising star for me because I knew what that tattoo meant when I saw it. I was like, he's a hollow. The dude's a Bleach fan, and you could kind of tell the dude is an anime fan. He's got the tattoos around his body that shows that he's an MMA guy. But when he had that hollow tattoo, I was just like, I'm a fan, 100%. So I'm like, let me show this guy some love right here on TSP. I was a fan right when I saw the tattoo the first time I saw him fight. Now, he beat a guy in Simon that is a dog. Cameron Simon is a dog. Super talented. The dude is not cowering to anybody. And he gave Simon punishment. And I'm like, whoa. This guy might be really, really good. He is an up-and-comer that killed a hype train. So I'm thinking to myself, this dude is going to be he's going to be very entertaining. But the thing is, I forgot that he was at bantamweight. And who's sitting at the top of bantamweight? Well, I was reminded that they're both bantamweight fighters, Sugar Sean O'Malley and Peyton Talbott, when Talbott talked to the Nose, Ariel Helwani, about a bunch of wide-ranging topics. The link to their interview is in the description down below. If you are interested in the man that is Peyton Talbott, he has a lot of very interesting things to say about his view of the world and himself and his role within it. Very interesting stuff. When he talked about him being uncomfortable with the comparisons to Sean O'Malley, he made sure that we understood that he fully intends to climb up the ranks like a man and fight Sean O'Malley. Maybe he did not know that Merab is the next guy. For all we know, Merab might be the next guy he fights, or the guy that he ends up fighting for the title if he gets up to title contention. But the way that he talked about his discomfort of being compared to Sugar Sean, I thought was interesting. And he had some very interesting things to say. Like, he wasn't saying that, he thinks that he's, better than Sugar Sean, and he's offended that people are comparing the two of them. He just thinks that they're completely two different fighters. And I have to agree with his analysis. People look at the hair, they look at the fact that they're really good strikers, and they want to instantly draw a connection. But I thought that Peyton was pretty accurate when he said that Sugar Sean is a guy that wants to freeze you with feints and embarrass you and use all his footwork. Peyton Talbott just is going to come after you and just try to give you punishment. So even though when they get in the cage, they're going to sell the fight, I hope so. I hope that is a UFC title fight. They're going to sell the fight. A lot of people are going to end up being interested because of their quirky personalities. And it's going to be bittersweet for me because I root for both guys. But if you're asking me, man, I really could become a really big Peyton Talbott fan. I really could be. Am I good with him wanting to step on some of the brand new looking sneakers? He doesn't like guys that have clean, brand new sneakers, or sneakers that they that they treat with care. I got over 90 pairs. I got them behind me. Hey. Peyton, you want to buy secondhand sneakers, that's your business. But stay away from trying to rub dirt on somebody's fresh kick collection, all right? All right. In the comment section down below, please let me know what you thought of this collection of stories here in Filthy Casual MMA News number 2. And we will see you for the next Filthy Casual MMA watch party. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.